that southern twang come in your voice, because you don't have that when you manage money, power, respect.
No, I don't. That is because my belief of who Pollo Del Mar is, specifically in the National Wrestling Alliance, I am I have the potential to be any person on that roster's dream girl. I have the potential to morph and be a chameleon. Everything about me is an illusion, and I can be whoever's dream girl I need to be in the moment to move forward in my career. And Silas Mason, his dream girl is a trailer park Barbie doll, and I will tell you, I embraced that, honey, because that man is going to take me straight to the top of the National Wrestling Alliance, because he's the biggest man in the world, and Big Daddy Thrill and the lovely Pollo Del Mar are going to be holding NWA gold sooner rather than later. So for me, that is, like I said, it's who Silas's dream girl is. And my goal and my job is to be Silas's dream girl. And with money, power, respect, I have a different set of motivation, because we are a different kind of union, equally organic. Marco Mayor y Fabuloso Fabricio, money, power, respect, and Pollo Del Mar are the hottest commodity in tag team wrestling on the West Coast and beyond. And my goals and motivation in that relationship are very different than my goals and motivation in my relationship with Silas. So in terms of how that came about, first and foremost, part of that too is organic. I'm going to have to tell you, I grew up in Houston. I grew up in the South. And that accent, I have a lot of that inherent to me. I have a degree in broadcasting, and when I went away to college to become a broadcaster, they work you through that. They work it out of you. They effectively want to break you from having any kind of distinct accent. So I let go of a lot of my y'alls and things of that nature, but there's no possible way that somebody who comes from my background can go to Nashville, Tennessee, or Knoxville, Tennessee, or anywhere in the South and be surrounded by those beautiful Southern accents without mine returning. So part of that was just talking to Silas, and then the more it came about, the more I wanted to adopt it. And if ever anybody was interested, I would tell how that voice, the inflections, all of that was influenced by a very great and potentially underappreciated Southern wrestling legend named Ron Wright. And I was watching a great deal of Ron Wright's work for Smoky Mountain Wrestling later in his career when he was a manager. And I just loved the way he sounded. I loved the kind of hilarious intonations that come with it. And as I said, all of those things just melded together in a very brief period of time to become what we see and hear on National Wrestling Alliance.
I really love that answer. It just makes me think, what would you transform into if Tyrus was your guy?
That's a good question. And I think that I pray that Thribilly Silas Mason and I are together for a very long time in the NWA.
Yes.
But I can tell you that one of the people who always comes to mind for me when thinking about longevity in the world of professional wrestling and the ability to adapt and morph to become whoever she needs to be is Nancy Benoit, who RIP. She was able to transform into, in my estimation, the dream girl of many different people in wrestling, and she had different personifications for each of those. And the other most iconic person to adapt and morph her character to become compatible with any talent she was paired with is the great Sherry Martel. And Sensational Sherry or Scary Sherry, Sister Sherry, doesn't matter which incarnation she was. Sherry Martel is one of my all-time idols and icons. Behind me right now, there are multiple Sherry Martel action figures, and that is because I find her to be one of the most captivating personalities in the world of professional wrestling history.
Definitely two names that don't get talked about enough in pro wrestling today.
Well, they get talked about by me all the time. I think that one of the phenomenal things about being exactly who and what I am in the world of professional wrestling, by that I mean as a drag personality who is serving and offering viewers an illusion from top to bottom, I can become any character that I need to be. And I can become, if I was paired up with, you may remember him. He's been gone from NWA programming for quite a while, but we had Captain Yuma with us in the National Wrestling Alliance for a while. And Captain Yuma's whole character is that he's this intergalactic star traveler. And I jokingly said that if Captain Yuma ever came back, I would love to be paired up with him as one of his alien mistresses, somebody he met in another galaxy. And I would be entirely pink and wearing a spacesuit and wouldn't even speak. I would just be like, beep, beep, boo, 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 boo. So, I am able to metamorphosize into whatever I need to be. And to do that, I have this wonderful and amazing catalog of iconic female entertainers, performers in the world of professional wrestling and beyond that can inspire me. Sherry Martel, Luna Vachon, Dark Journey, Missy Hyatt, Baby Doll. These are people that I grew up watching, and they are people that inspired me. And there are many more. Miss Linda, who was with Exotic Adrian Street for a number of years. Marlena, who was with Goldust. These are all people who had very defined characters. And when it came time for those individuals to break free of whatever their best known character representation was, it took a while. But for me, it, I think, can be as simple as it was for Sherry, which is I become a different person depending on who you pair me with. All I have to do is change my hair, my style, my voice, my, everything about me is easy to change because none of it is something I'm physically attached to.